You ever feel like a snake? An embodiment of transformation. Shedding one layer of skin to reveal the vibrancy of what lies beneath. It's interesting how ancient civilizations on every continent revered the snake. The snake was and still is a symbol of fertility, transformation, wisdom, and a guardian of the divine feminine. However, in societies riddled by the more recent legacy of Christianity, the snake is known as a deceiver, the devil, evil incarnate. For in the biblical Genesis story of creation, it was the snake who came to Eve, advising her to disobey God's commands, eat from the tree of knowledge, and tempt Adam to do the same. Eve ate the fruit, and Adam followed suit. Their behavior resulted in death, a new understanding of good and evil, and the birth of original sin. It's interesting what gets lost in translation. The book of Genesis is actually based off of an ancient Sumerian creation story. The story was written on tablets, eventually translated into Hebrew. Before Hebrew writers translated the Sumerian texts, the story did not involve a serpent at all. But instead, the serpent character was known as the wise one. It doesn't really make sense to me anyways that God wouldn't want us to eat from the tree of knowledge. That God wouldn't want us to get to know ourselves again. I could go deeper into the history of the Adam and Eve creation story, but I'll let you do your own research. I will note one more thing that I think is really interesting, and that Melanie Amandine also notes in one of her lectures titled The Goddess and the Snake, from which I'm sourcing a good amount of this information. And that is that in religions in which human sexuality in its physical and spiritual aspects was celebrated, the snake was honored. And in later, more repressive belief systems that shunned human sexuality, the snake was associated with evil. So to get back to my question, you ever feel like a snake? Your whole body in the dirt, feeling the whole world shaking. An embodiment of contradiction or misunderstanding. Snakes have this really cool ability to sense heat. It's like they can see in the dark. A fire burning beneath the surface, like a subtle rage. You sure you're okay? Snakes smell with their tongues too, did you know that? That's why they're always sticking out their tongues. They don't actually taste, but their tongues pick up scents in the air that are then deposited into their smell receptors inside their heads. Their tongues are forked so they can sense in two directions at once. They're predators and their prey. They shed their skin in alignment with the moon every 4 to 6 weeks. And when they shed their skin, they not only discard what they've outgrown, but they also rid themselves of parasites and scars, emerging revitalized and renewed. You know, they never ever stop growing. They move with such grace and they're fluid and soft to touch. You ever feel like that? Like a snake?